Love you, man. No, it's epoxy sculpt. Isn't that cool? So, have you heard of epoxy sculpt? It's this stuff right here. Epoxy sculpt, and it really is. It's like your resin epoxy, but in the clay form. So it's just 1 part to 1 part mix with gloves. No mask thing or nothing, just hold it away from you. But with gloves, mix it up, set it aside. Once it's all the color is one color, whatever color you ordered, set it aside, and then in a few minutes, maybe 2 to 5, I think it says on the instructions, then you can start working with it. And at that point, it's like super uber sticky. You can stick it on anything, and trust me, it will stay, so be careful what you put it on. And then after the stickiest part, then you can take your gloves off, because it's just easier to work with and it's fine, safety-wise, and start carving. 24 hours it's set up, and you can drill it, sand it, paint it, or just leave it raw like that and set it outside, and it is beyond durable. So that's my go-to from now on. I used to use Sculpey and all that. Didn't like the baking process. Didn't like the cracking when I resined something, and so I found epoxy sculpt, and it comes in a little set. This was $34 just to, you know, on Amazon. Sherry, she's out and about and doing busy stuff, but she was talking to someone about the cradle boards. They had not seen a cradle board before, and that's what this is, y'all. Cradle boards, most generally people buy them and paint on that side. And it's a fabulous thing to do because you hide the wiring back here where you hang it so it's flush to the wall. Cradle boards are just a thumbs up in my experience. But I flip them around because I like to play and not just paint. So here's one. Let me dump this stuff out. Here's a rectangle cradle board. And again, there's the back. And you can get these in different depths. Say you want to just do a huge thing. Get the deeper ones and just have a heyday with it. They can also, once you've done resin, if you incorporate your epoxy sculpt, you can stand this piece up because they do get heavy with the resin and the epoxy sculpt. So I do recommend that you use foil as an armature. If you got this, like, I started finally with the foil down here, thank goodness, because it is really heavy and I haven't even done the resin yet. What I was talking about was the diamond dust, and it's just glass chips, but they're not big. It's not like those fire glass chips. I mean, these are like fairy diamond dust, okay? These go in almost all of my fairy sculptures or mermaids with water, anything that I want that extra glisten. And I like to do it close to the end because I like them at the surface of the resin, but you don't want them sitting on top because it is glass, and if you rub your finger across it and they're sticking out, it will cut you. So you don't want to be doing that, I don't think. So just heads up on that. You do want to make sure you seal. Let's see, what else am I using that might be interesting? So this was called The Beast. It's on Amazon. It's one of those, I won't show you in your eyes, but it's one of those black lights that are just really powerful. And if you are going to paint, this is upside down. Anyway, if you are going to paint with the glow-in-the-dark paints, I totally recommend getting any size UV lamp because, and they have like the $10 kinds and all that, something where you could just, like, I've got one I have two that are like this big, and you can mount them for when you have your wall of all the UV and you want to highlight it. So they have those, but just something so that when you're doing your process, if it splatters somewhere or whatever, you'll see it, because it's really hard to spot those things. And then all of a sudden, and I've done this, I've resined it, and then I hit it with the light, and I look, and I've got some random thing. Didn't matter because it was like galaxy. It could have been anything. But had it not been that, I would have been devastated. So just know that. Paint with your light, or at least check it frequently. Guys, if you were here when we did the Floetrol and the Unicorn Spit ghost painting, let me show you what happened. This is it. Let me get rid of this. So I'm wearing a bodysuit. That's not my underwear, just so you know. just so you know. Anyway, so isn't that cool? Didn't that turn out neat? So what I did was I just threw that Floetrol, you guys, if you weren't here, I threw that Floetrol down with a little bit of water on this big canvas. And then I just threw Unicorn Spit in drops and lines throughout there with a little bit of water, and then just started pulling through it and creating a seahorse, just free flowing. It didn't have to be perfect, you know, but I really like the way it turned out. I don't know that it needs resin, but I think it would look really awesome with resin. And then I don't have like those tacks, so I use those bottle caps that everybody just pitches. I save my bottle caps. They're like tiny little, for like Unicorn Spit, because you don't use very much Unicorn Spit. They're perfect little palettes, kid you not. Anyway, so that's what that is. It sounds so cheap. I am. It ain't a lie. Yeah, and that's how I do my moons too. Anything with a circle or anything, it's a cap. Man, dip it in your paint, whatever colors, and if you're doing a galaxy, it's really cool because you can twist it in different colors of Unicorn Spit with some white, and you never know what you're going to end up with. Put that puppy on there and twist it if you want a ring, or do it this way if you want like the full moon or planet. I love circles anyway. You can see this is alcohol inks, in case you were wondering, and it's the T-Rex inks, which I find to be perfect for large wood pieces because you use a lot of it, and they have the big bottles, and it's really, for alcohol inks, it's fairly inexpensive, I would say. I love them. I bought 2 sets of them, earth tone set, which is really cool because you know that all of that is going to go in together. I have an issue with mixing colors sometimes. Just ask my sis. I'm working through it, but I don't know all the time what to put with what. So here's one that's Cool Earth from T-Rex. Now you guys, none of this that I'm talking about sponsored, and like, I'm just sharing what I love, my favorite products. However, the Unicorn Spit, yay, I am an affiliate. You can find the Unicorn Spit link on my bio page, and also Kate Charles Art, YouTube. So this is Cool Earth Tones, and they've got like eggplant and sage and just yum fairy colors, and that is not the sparkly. So what the answer to that is the T-Rex huge bottle of Sparkle Blender, and you can put that in any of it at all, so that's cool. And then these are a sparkle set, because fairy, mermaid stuff, you know. And I just got these on Amazon, and I'm thrilled with them. So there's my SheSHROOM. This is an alcohol ink purple and red background on a wood box. And then Unicorn Spit I started painting with. I do love the vibrancy of the Unicorn Spit. It has been one of my favorite products for a very long, but I believe SheSHROOM needs her own little abode about having like rocks and a waterfall going down to a water feature in the very bottom. Cookie. It is in the studio, which is a room in the house. That's all it is, because we have a piece of land commercial land in a place called Cape Charles, Virginia, and it's just this little tiny historical old town on a bay. And so we have our Forever Home lot and we have our commercial lot for Cape Charles art. And honey, I am chomping at the bit. It's coming up like within the next year or so, and so I just can't wait. But until then, I am filling up my house here, our house, with art everywhere. I've got treasure boxes and totes, and you know, it's funny because I'm like, no, I'm not selling anything. But it's a tourist place, and thousands of tourist people come by every summer. It's a bash, and they rent those huge jelly bean houses. They're huge, gorgeous, all different color houses with groups of families and friends. It's a party over there, I'm telling you. Who wouldn't want to live there, right? So anyway, I can't wait to get there because they also have like the Central Park where you can put your art out there, and it's on an artisan trail. So there are artists all over the place there. There's like 7 art galleries, I think, there so far, including mine, which isn't even there yet. But it's like jewelry and like fish scales. It's weird. Very eclectic. Oh, it's so cool. I just can't wait to be there. I cannot wait. Yeah, Cape Charles is what it's called. Check it out. Little tiny place, but so neat. And everybody drives around in golf carts. So I just love that. And one time we got there and there was like this huge senior citizen gang. And I can say that because I'm a senior citizen. I'm 62. So, but there was a gang of golf carts and their wine glasses all hanging out at the hardware store. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like a sitcom, you know? It's so fun. It's such a cool place, and the kids love it. And the beach, there's so many beaches, and there's one that's got these loops of rocks. So it's shallow. It's East Coast, so it's shallow for the longest time. So it's really cool for littles, you know, little kids and stuff. And I just can't wait to get there. We go and visit quite frequently, and we live right close. So it's coming. It's coming. It's just almost right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, breathe. Anyway, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and use some gesso. And I haven't used gesso with unicorn spit in a while, but it's a beautiful combination. So if you haven't done that, I recommend it because I basically am a free spirit. I'm an intuitive artist, and I like things just to happen. And then I chase those things down when I see something that kind of trips my trigger. So that's how I paint. Gesso with the unicorn spit combination is fabulous for that. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, on the unicorn spit is just give me some color into the wood. I want it to soak into the wood a little bit. It's a lot of S on that one. Soak in. And this will stain the inside. This will stain this wood, and that's a good thing. That's what I'm looking for. And I want some black. Maybe we'll make it a little more mysterious than happy. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some black straight down. If I was going to just stain it, I would dampen it with water first and use just a minimal amount of product. Let me darken the sides here. I'm just kind of in my head trying to get an idea of an overall mental color picture as you open the lid. It's huge. That's important. I want them to be happily surprised. So, well, that's my purpose here actually, is to just help people play. Get back with your inner child and just play. It's so therapeutic to play in paint or unicorn spit or clay or whatever it is your thing is. I'm going to add some blue alcohol ink just for fun. And I'm just going to drop it randomly. I'm going to do the same over here on this black side where just let it run down. The sides are usually places I don't like do too much on. They're hard to get to. I just kind of want that color to keep coming around is what I'm trying to do here. All right, let me add some teal. This is my favorite of all favorites. Oh, I found out they have a sparkle teal, you guys. I gotta get some. So, and I also saw in the Unicorn Spit Handbook, guys, there is one. They sell it on michellenicole.com. Let me show you. It's amazing. And in here, the reason I'm mentioning it is, you know, a lot of Unicorn Spit people, the only ones I know are the ones on this group and in the group in Facebook, because a lot of people don't know about it yet. But she has in this book a way to make the alcohol inks with the Unicorn Spit. So, and when I do it, I will do it with you guys and we'll just see how it goes. So, because we can always tweak it to whatever it is that our needs are. But I think that would be fabulous. I know that the spit itself really loves that alcohol ink. And I found that out just by playing with the stuff. So it makes sense to me that it wouldn't have a problem with the blend or anything like that. Let me add some white. I say I always want to make it nice and light, and then I add a bunch of dark in the middle. If you're doing a treasure box, y'all, just try and remember to keep the orientation of the front and back in your head always. Because, you know, you separate them to do the art. Let's see. But when they're together, you have to make sure that the things are matching. So that when you do open it, it's going to be right side up. I'm just blending a bunch of colors together. Black, blue, white. And I am going to use gesso, but I'm going to go right over the top of this. So I just wanted it in the grain for a little bit. Add some white right onto this wet brush. You guys can use this Unicorn Spit any way you want. You can mix it into your acrylics. You can wet it down. You can use it straight. It goes on glass, on jeans, totes, hats, shoes, canvas, wood, metal, canvas, resin. I've made ring holders by mixing up Unicorn Spit and a little bit of resin. I believe it's 10%, but I would check the book for sure, or somebody like in the official Unicorn Spit site. But, you know, I love it because of that. I am a mixed medium type of person. I like to just see how far I can push some products. And this one just lets me keep going. And the neat thing about the spit is it is water activated. So if I don't spray seal it, and say I'm working on this piece and now I get called away, right? Acrylics, I'm done. I'm going to start bulking up because I've got to start adding on top and all that. But not with the Unicorn Spit. I come back, even if it's dry, I just add water to it and keep going. I can leave my brush sitting out, add water to it and keep going. Man, you got to love that. It's almost like oils, but not at all. Does that help? Good. Oh gosh, you guys, it's looking like a seascape. Can there be a seascape in a mushroom box? Of course there can. But, you know, everything I do starts looking like seascape to start with. Okay, so I've got a very interesting little focus. Let me go ahead and see what I can do with this. I'm going to dip my brush in the water again. Oh, Medina, that's perfect. She says, I'll repeat it so Kate Charles Art on YouTube will know what the heck that was. She says, that's awesome, I definitely will. Happy I got to watch you make art. Aw, I learned so much about art from you, and that is perfect. That melts my heart. Because the truth is, I learned so much about art from everybody else too. So when I learn something I'm excited about, I want to go tell everybody. It should be fun. I took art in high school and I was like, I don't even think I like art. And that's because there wasn't any emotion attached. You have to attach emotion. Something has to, like I say, trip your trigger. Maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't use that phrase all the time. Well, I appreciate as long as you've stayed. I know you guys are all busy. And this was just such a random live. I'm finding very cool people at the Unicorn Spit group on Facebook. It says something like Unicorn Spit Official. Anyway, really neat people, really cool artists at all different levels. And that's what I love about it. There's always someone you can look up to and always someone that you can say, no, wait, this is what worked for me on that, you know, because they're looking for help. So, and I'm always looking for help. Like I asked today, is there any unicorn spit that glows, like glow in the dark unicorn spit? And somebody had like 2 colors that actually glowed. So I'm gonna have to test that because I'm thrilled if it does glow. I'll take my Beast, my UV light, and see if it's a UV, or maybe it's just meant like it just really boom glows, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. So, aw, that's true, Jewel. Sometimes it can be the teacher. That's the truth. I think they wanted me to draw a car. First of all, math comes to mind when I'm thinking perspectives. My lip might have snarled when I said the M word, math. But actually now that I'm older, I realize there is a benefit to math, and it can come in handy, even in artsy things. So I don't know, I'm kind of making a tunnel, and I like that idea. So this is my thought now. It just keeps changing, you guys. Just stay flexible, please. Anyway, so my thought is they see this SheSHROOM. That's hard to say. That's going to be shiny resin. And they open it up, and that's going to have something. And then when they turn it around, there's going to be like a tunnel. And I'll paint something like that fairy forest nightlight thing. In that tunnel, right? So they'll see that it actually kind of goes back into the box. I like that idea. Yeah, fun. 90s and math and art. Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah, he did good. Well, I was trying to help. I wasn't really trying to help. I was sitting there while someone else was trying to help my son with algebra, and I swear I had tears in my eyes, and he looked at me and he said, Mom, you're not crying. You're not crying over math. But I'm telling you, I had a hard time in math, and I had teachers that did not understand. And they scared the heck out of me is what it was, and I just shut down. So you're right about teachers. It doesn't matter if it's art or math or whatever it is. You know, you have to have that connection. and a safe place to learn, to feel like you're safe, to ask questions and be stupid if it feels like it, you know. So, yeah. Gratimus, how are you doing, my man? Oh, you guys are great. You really are. You're so encouraging. Well, let me finish at least putting some colors in here. I do love that tunnel, so I'm going to go ahead and brighten up the center of that little tunnel. Let's see, which way is it? Okay, so there it is. That'll be the last thing they see is that tunnel because it's on the back side. So I'm going to brighten it up, put some white in. Now remember, if you don't want it moving around, say you have an idea and you painted it and it's fabulous and it's with unicorn spit, so you don't want to lose it, then all you do is you take this spray. Once your spit is dry, I usually get the 15-minute fast drying, but a oil-based spray, polyurethane is what I use. And it just takes a spritz. You don't have to like, you know, anything like that. Just a and you're done. Let it dry 15 minutes or whatever, and then you can start painting on it again with your unicorn spit, and it's not going to take away what you already have. That way you can layer it, you know, like I have a tree, got white spit in there. I have a tree, well maybe I want something in front of it. I don't want to mess with the tree. I'm going to spray it and then go back after it dries and keep painting. And you can do that as many times as you want, sweetheart, till your heart's content. And I love that. And you can seal it, finish with it, or you can resin or whatever you use. Doesn't matter. All right, so back to the white. We're working in making a little hidden entrance. It's got to be like a wine cellar for a fairy or something. I don't know. I need towels. I got just some, well, I got all my laundry done yesterday. I was so proud of myself because my hubby was off and we had lots of stuff to do, but it was all stuff we could do at home, so that was cool. So I got that done. So what I'm doing is I'm just painting the white highlight in the center of my tunnel. And then I don't care if it falls into the black that I painted around it with the spit, because I'll go over that a million times. There'll probably be bricks or rocks or ivy or something like that around it. So anyways, just kind of make it a little more smoky, less yellow. Probably do that a couple times, but I want some other color. And I think I want a darker blue, and they have a fabulous one. Here it is. Blue Thunder. This is like aromatherapy. It's jasmine scented with natural oil. How beautiful is that? Non-toxic. I don't know. Ah, just got shot. It's really amazing. So it's art therapy and aromatherapy all in one. Just some blue. Get it off my fingers. Welcome, guys. Sorry, am I missing you? Just jumped on, talk about the nightlight, and then just got involved with this treasure box, my SheSHROOM that I've been working on. I like to get some of these pieces getting close to being finished so I can throw them in my guest room in totes. Perfect. Alright, so this is why I wear messy clothes. Even though it's water soluble, you know, it really has a stain factor on my skin. It does wash off. You just have to, you know, scrub it off. If you get it right off, it's not so bad. So a lot of times if you're new to art, and even now sometimes Most of the time you'll find people will be making shadows with black. And I know this is very elementary, but I might suggest you try making your shadows with purples or blues or greens, just for the fun of it, because it really adds a lot to a piece, especially if you're doing like the fairy stuff, you know, instead of the black. And you can add black to it, kind of fading into it would be kind of cool. But it's just an idea. If you haven't tried that, try it the next piece and let me know how it goes. I think you'll really like it. I know my mom, when she first started teaching me, she was an artist and a beautiful soul. And she said that when she was first learning, they didn't even let her use black for shading. At first she did just black and white, everything. And then after that, they wouldn't let her use any black for shading. She had to use other colors, and I thought, well, that was weird. Now I kind of get it. I think that's kind of cool. All right, so again, it's very watery, but look how cool that is. You guys, this is going to be awesome. I love having surprises. Like, they won't see that right up front, right? They'll just see that, and then whatever this is going to be. But when they turn it around, they'll see that, oh my gosh, there's more. And that's what I love. I love the surprises. I live for that. That's my purpose in life. To make stuff that someone's going to go, oh, I didn't know. Yes. It makes me happy. I'm just going to come in off the side with this black mixture. It's got alcohol ink and unicorn spit combo. Just kind of narrowing it down a little bit. And this is actually the back. This is what they'll see when the lid opens up. They're going to see that. So it's going to marry between the lid and the base. That's what I like about these treasure boxes, is that you create little puzzles. You have to figure out what kind of design is going to go from the top to the bottom and out the back. That's the fun part, you guys. And it does change. It changes a million gazillion times throughout the process, which is fun. It used to devastate me when I would lose stuff, and I still have a mermaid I'm grieving over, but she's not done yet. Ugh, my nemesis. But for the most part now I embrace it, because it usually means it's going to be more cool later. I just have to get over it. So I lost something. Get over it. Oh, Grat, thanks. That's funny. Are you at work today? Are you making sharks and fish and lobsters, or what do you do? I'm not sure what colors. I'm wearing them though. All right, so I need something in the back. All right, here's the gesso I'm going to put in. So I just want to put some gesso in so I can smear it around. And this is just white basics acrylic gesso. You can't really see. It's a mess. I'm just going to plop some in there. The inside lid will be resined, so I can go ahead and use spackling compounds or rhinestones or anything, and not have to worry that someone's going to be able to pick it off. So that's important. The durability in your piece really matters. which is hard because a lot of times you want to make something delicate, you know. So, and there are pieces that, you know, are going to have to go into glass. No, you can't touch it. You can't look at it. Oh. But for the most part, I want people to be able to handle the piece and not fear it being ruined, right? So there's the gesso. I'm just spreading it around. So resin is a really nice answer for me, because I can make things look very delicate and then just cover it with resin, and they can see it but not touch it, and that's a good thing, depending on what it is. Now, if you were going to do a seascape, I mean, look at that. You've got it all. You have your sand and you have your horizon. You make sure I'm upright and I'm on the right side. Okay. I don't know what to put in here. Chickadee. You guys. What you gonna burn next? You really got into that, didn't you? And now that you got that new, well, it's not new anymore, you've had it for a while, but that wood burning set, that looks awesome. I bet you're having a blast. Are you alcohol ink staining that? Or do you just leave it with wood? Natural. I know you've put some sort of sealer, like a polyurethane or something, but I didn't know if you colored it. You know me, color. It's all about color. When the music quits, I have to go, sadly, because I got vacuuming to do. I really do. I'll have to come to your page. I don't think I've seen anything from you in a while. Have you posted anything? Colored pencils. Ooh, that's cool. Well, I was thinking, you know, if this was wood burned and then you just dropped alcohol ink on it, how neat. All right, so done with the big brush. Go into my favorite little cheapy brushes, which are just those, where are they? Square or rectangle brush. Just these. It's perfect. And let's see, what colors do I want? I guess I better bring some purple and gold into it because that was a lot on the top. So I'm going to go ahead with the golden gosling of the unicorn spit. The sparkling, these are less pigmented, so if you want this color and the sparkle, you can always add like an orange or a yellow in this as well and deepen it, or just add more. But I like just the hint of that color in there anyway, so I'm just going to put it in. And purple. That's going to make brown. So, oopsie. I'm going to put the purple around the edges a little bit. I usually put gloves on for this because I didn't. find some white. Just put it on the end of my brush. I just kind of want a creepy cool color kind of flowing in here. Something that you don't normally see a lot of. And I'm just taking the edge of this brush and slicing it in through the gesso a little bit and pushing it down into it. So you get a variation of a muted color and a straight. Whatever stays up on top is darker. See what I mean? Is it hard to see? I think I want some more dark. I want purple. And if nothing comes to me, then I just keep messing with colors until I see something happen. And that's what's happening. I'm not really getting any inspiration or whatever, so I'm not rushing it. I'll just play around in it for a while. So pretty. It's just so relaxing. Just watching the different colors flow. Listening to the soft music, I'll probably get copyrighted flagged for. I tried not to though. I tried to find the one that was copyright free. My brother still is working on getting me some of his music. He's a beautiful, fabulous musician. Crazy guitarist. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then we were laughing because he, likes to let it rip sometimes. And he said, who knows, you may be painting to this fantasy music stuff that you like. That all of a sudden he says, and I just start, I'm like, that's all right. He said, you'll be painting to something like Flight of the Bumblebee. I don't care. If it's my brother, it'll be awesome. I want him to go live with me so bad. And it will, eventually. Everything's just on like back burners or circling up in the air. It hasn't landed, but it's all getting in place, everything. Cape Charles art, everything. So I'm just excited. And my job now is to just keep being me and keep painting backstock so I have stuff to sell and I don't run out. My winter in Cape Charles will be painting and restock, and my summer will be beach in the morning and open the shop in the afternoon and evenings. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. They still have nothing to make them gasp when they look at it. This is still all they have. That's it. But it's getting there. Look at that. You can kind of see where the waterfall is going to come down in my head. So that'll be cool. Yes, I will go look, Grat. I love watercolors. Watercolor pencils. I don't like watercolors. I've tried them. It doesn't do anything for me. But those watercolor pencils that you can smudge, but you can also add a little water to and smudge, and it turns into watercolors. Amazing. It's so neat to be alive in today's day. Is it not? They have everything. Oh gosh. Well, you guys, I'm gonna stop for here, and I'm gonna go look at your page, Grat. I'll go check out what you've done. So y'all, thank you for joining me and hanging out. You know, it's just, I'll still keep working on this. Follow me on Cape Charles Art at YouTube, so you'll be able to follow this monster to completion. Anyway, it's getting there. Pretty cool. So today, after I get done with the things I need to do and housekeeping stuff, this is what my plan is. I am going to get some epoxy sculpt, same stuff that I built this with, and put it on foil, make it nice and thin, and make it where it's like a door. And my sis came up with the idea of putting a hinge in it. So I could attach a hinge to this in epoxy sculpt, and then the hinge here, and I would have a door, right? So that can be hidden somehow. And then when I do that door, I'm going to make it like, I've got these resined flowers that I made. They're actual flowers, but I put UV resin over it. So this will be on the door, and so it'll look decorative as well. I wanted moss, but all the moss I had looked ugly, so I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, so that's the plan. We'll see how close I can stick to it. Thanks for showing up, you guys. Thanks for all the love. And Cookie, oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, it lights up. It glows in the dark. Oh, check it out. Check it out. Yeah. Just in case they don't want to put the batteries in and the lights go out, now they have options. Anyway.